Welcome to this week's episode of the Jackson Systems Happy Hour. We're going to welcome Tom Jackson back from his adventures that he's been gone on, find out what he's learned, and see how he's doing. Thanks for joining us. Cheers. Tom!
Jillian, what's going on?
Who are you, stranger? Where have you been?
Oh, I have been quite the world
Cheers
traveler.
to your return.
Tap.
You gotta tap and
All
drink.
right,
You
all
know the
right.
drill.
So what is the drink of choice today?
What are you drinking? Diet Coke, okay.
Yep.
This week I'm drinking a little margarita, pre-made margarita mix here. It has the tequila mixed right into it, and I actually brought you a little bit.
So I have to try this?
Yeah, since you've been gone so much, you're
All
gonna
right.
have to drink a little bit.
I have to
this
chug
time.
it?
You do the whole thing.
All right, yeah.
All right, give it a go.
I thought we had to tap
Oh
it.
yeah, sorry. The student is now the master.
Well, out of all the awful stuff you've made me drink,
I thought you would like this.
this is probably the best.
I'm glad that you like it.
This doesn't taste a whole lot like alcohol.
No,
so.
you can't taste it. That's why it's dangerous, though, you know?
Yeah.
I always, well, I won't say always. Sometimes I add a little extra and tequila in it because it just doesn't taste like it has any. But I didn't this time.
Oh, well, thank you.
I didn't, you know.
All right.
So where have you been? What have you been up to?
Yeah, I've been out the last 3 weeks. So the first week I was out, I was in Jackson, Wyoming. Absolutely stunningly beautiful. I was there as part of the Industry Partners Forum, which is traditionally been hosted by ACCA. So it's when ACCA gets together, Hardy, which is the wholesaler group, and then AHRI, which is manufacturers group, all of their executive team and then all the board of directors get together. And because we're an industry partner with ACCA, I get to attend as well. And we just get together and talk about some of the big issues going on within our industry, and just an opportunity to meet some of our partners, whether they be manufacturers, distributors, contractors, just a way to kind of get together and make sure that we're all on the same page.
Like a forum.
Like a forum, definitely. And just make sure we're all on the same page. And this year, a couple of big things were, one, refrigerants always comes up. There's a big shift coming up with refrigerants, and I don't claim to be an expert on refrigerants. It's something we don't...
I was talking, or I called a contractor today, and while I was on hold, like their on hold message was like, there's a shortage of it.
Yeah.
Like if you need it, you need to let people know now.
Yeah.
And such. So I kind of started to hear a little bit about this.
Yeah. R22, which is probably the most common that people have heard of. The price has skyrocketed, and then the 410A, which came in to being about, 10 years or so ago, is what almost all the new equipment has, but that's in the process of being phased out. And there's a big discussion, not only are we worrying about global warming potential with the refrigerants.
Give you one drink and slur in your speech.
But there's a push. There's some really good refrigerants out there, but they're flammable or explosive.
Yeah.
So they're trying to figure that out. Propanes and...
Why is there a shortage? Why is there an issue? How did that happen?
Well, again, I am not an expert. We could definitely bring in... we ought to do that someday on Happy Hour. I'll bring in Gordon McKinney over at iCore, who is an expert on refrigerant. He can kind of give us an update. He's a great friend. Love to have him come in and do this with us.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
So that we all could learn a little bit. So I was at in Jackson, Wyoming, which I had never been that part of the country, and it just stunningly beautiful because going to the national parks is on my bucket list. And Jackson, Wyoming is the only airport in the world in a national park. You actually land in Grand Teton National Park.
That's crazy.
It's crazy, yeah. So you can go to Grand Teton National Park or Yellowstone National Park, or right outside of Jackson, Wyoming. It's just
amazing,
crazingly beautiful, and cannot wait to go back.
Like Wyoming, North Dakota, South Dakota, Idaho, they're like those flyover states you don't think of much, but there's really a lot of beautiful.
Oh yeah, if you're into nature, there
isn't
a better place to go
than
out there. So then the week before that, or the week after going to Jackson, Wyoming, I was down in San Antonio for the Dave Ramsey Entree Leadership Summit event. I'm a big fan of Dave Ramsey. Most of them know him as the Get Out of Debt guy, but he's about 5 or 6 years ago, started this whole new division within his organization called Entree Leadership, and it's how to run a successful small business or even bigger business. So I've been following a lot of the things that he does, and we're working actually within our own leadership team here on some of Dave's principles.
I've gotten some of the links to watch the videos. I've been really busy, but I put it. It's on a sticky note on my desk, so that means it exists in my life.
There you go.
If it's not in an email or on a sticky note, it's not real.
Yep.
But so it is on a sticky note.
Yeah, it is some really good stuff.
I look forward to watching them.
Yeah. The summit's unique in that it's a 3-day event, and he brings in some world-class speakers from around the world to speak to us.
Was it Condoleezza Rice?
Dr. Rice was the big one this year, former Secretary of State. Yeah, she was just, that is one smart woman. Like, I cannot even, her intellect is so far above mine. So she was great. They had the former CEO of Boeing and Ford, Alan Mulally. I don't know how to say his last name, but it's got a lot of L's in it. I know that. Just an incredible speaker. Really neat to see how he led Boeing and then how he took that to Ford and really turned Ford around. And just a whole class of great speakers that came through. Dan Cathy, who's the son of Truett Cathy that started Chick-fil-A. Dan Cathy now runs Chick-fil-A. He talked to us a lot about the culture at Chick-fil-A.
I love Chick-fil-A. I mean, like, you go there and, like, there's people standing in line to, like, take your order, and they're like, hi, how are you? How is your life?
Yeah.
Do you want strips, nuggets? Do you want a sandwich? You know, like, how many sauces do you want? Do you want 22 of them? I'll give you 25.
Yeah.
You know, they're the nicest people in the world there. It's a really interesting culture.
Yeah, it is definitely something to aspire to, is their culture that they have at Chick-fil-A. And what's amazing is they're doing it with teenagers. So
it's great.
So
I think it's so awesome.
So returned from San Antonio with the Dave Ramsey Entree Leadership Summit, and then on Sunday, my wife and 2 kids and 2 of their friends headed to Sandusky, Ohio, to go to Cedar Point, which is by far the best amusement park in the world if you're into roller coasters.
Sure.
So
did you have a lot of fun?
We had a lot of fun.
Good.
My family loves roller coasters. We actually go to Cedar Point every year at this time. I probably have been 25 times. We started going when I was a kid, and so we've just continued the tradition. They opened the new ride this year.
You've gone about every year of my life.
Yeah,
I know.
Geez. Yeah, they opened a new ride this year called the Steel Vengeance, which is the tallest, fastest, best. They call it a hybrid coaster because it's actually an all wood frame. It looks like a traditional roller coaster, but the tracks are all steel, so it's super smooth. But has a lot of the neat features of being a wooden roller coaster. Super fast. First hill is literally a 90-degree drop. It's got all these really complicated twists and turns in it. Super, super fun, but super long lines. So.
Yeah, well, you didn't get the Fast Pass or whatever?
We did. We got the Fast Lane Plus, but that's the only ride in the park that does not accept that. So because we stayed at their hotel, though, we got to get into a park an hour early. Nice. So we ran and got in line, so we only had to wait about an hour. But the rest of the day, it was a 3-hour wait. So
that's crazy.
Had a lot of fun.
So did you did that over Memorial Day then?
Yeah, we left on Sunday and then got back on Wednesday. So that was a good time. And now I'm back in the office for a few days, and then next week I'm heading to the New River in West Virginia to take the Boy Scout troop whitewater rafting. So,
oh boy!
Yep.
Have you ever done that before?
I have done it.
I've
several
always
times.
wanted to do that.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Thank God for wetsuits because the water's pretty cold.
Yeah.
So hopefully I won't fall out of the raft.
Have you ever fallen out before?
I have not.
I would be the one.
Yeah.
I just know in my life I'd be the one that flopped out of the raft, and there I would be in the rapids and. It would be a disaster.
Yeah. Last time we went, I think it was 3 years ago, 2 years ago, whatever. Our scoutmaster did fall out of the raft, so that was a little scary because he was pretty close to a rock, but turned out okay. So, yeah, we're looking forward to that, taking some of the older scouts to go do some cool things. How about you? What's going on in your life?
Finishing out the month strong here at Jackson Systems.
I hope.
You know, it was really interesting this year with weather.
Yeah.
I'm just going to throw it out there because, you know, Indiana's a bit bipolar with their weather, okay?
Yes.
So we had winter till about, you know, the end of March and into April. And we had about, I don't know, couple of weeks of spring where it was just like cold, but like it was spring.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it was 90 degrees.
Yep.
It really, just so things picked up really quickly this month. And everyone's really busy. So, the sales team's working really hard to keep up with everything. And,
awesome.
The production team here has been working really hard to get orders out. So we are heading into busy season. I think we're there.
Yep. I agree.
So, yeah. Right. Peak and Pit?
Absolutely.
What you got?
Pit. Wow. I don't think I have any, It's been 3 weeks of awesome meetings and
sounds like you got a lot of good info.
Family vacation. So I guess the Pit is trying to get through all my emails and voicemails. I do work pretty diligently even when I'm out to try to keep up with some of that, but it gets a little overwhelming.
So what you're telling me is you want me to send you a bunch of emails
Yes,
today?
please do. Yes, send me a lot of emails and
No
voicemails. And then the peak, obviously, was everything from my trip to Jackson, Wyoming with ACCA, and then the Dave Ramsey Entree Leadership Summit, and then, had a great time riding roller coasters. So
awesome.
lots of peaks. So
my peak was I had a customer that was in from Colorado for the Indianapolis 500.
I've heard of that.
Yeah. Have you ever? It's this race, like these cars that go really fast.
They go around a big circle.
They do.
Big oval.
They do. Yes. Yeah. Yes. They were in for the. You kicked. I didn't mean kick you there. Sorry. They were in for the race, and they actually stayed an extra day just to spend it with me.
Wow. Cool.
Which was awesome. So we went and did Sarah Fisher's racing experience.
Oh, the go-karts?
Which is like the indoor racing.
Cool.
It was awesome.
I have not done that, but that looks like a lot of fun.
Definitely go.
Awesome.
It is really cool. Then we had a nice dinner downtown Indy, and we went to Tappers after that, which is like this arcade bar, and has all the old games like we used to play like the 80s.
Yeah.
And it's like free to play them. You just if you grab a beer or a drink and you can just play. It was so fun. So that's definitely my peak. My pit would be I underestimated the humidity one day this week, and I had straightened my hair. And I'm going to tell you right now, by the time I left work, I looked like a it was so that was definitely my pit.
My wife Jane has curly hair.
I know, we've talked about it a lot.
She buys all the special shampoos and everything to keep it under control. So.
I do too, I understand.
All right.
Well, cheers.
Awesome.
I'm glad you're back.
Thank you.
Good to see you.
Yep.
Till next time.
Till next time.
Alrighty.